Hey, what up everybody, it's Sinny, and this is Bloodborne for PS4. Hello everyone. And today we're going to be going into the Forbidden Woods. It's a pretty big area, and it may take a few videos. And I'm wearing the a new set here, the Tomb Prospector set. Trying to switch it up in every video. Attire of tomb prospectors who explore the old labyrinth on behalf of the Healing Church. The Healing Church traces its roots to Bergenworth and is therefore aware of the ruins' true importance. They contain much more than mere hunter trinkets. Indeed, they hide the very secrets of the old Great Ones, sought after by those with the insight to imagine greatness. And that's pretty topical right now because in between videos, I always like to tell you guys what I did in between videos. And I've actually got addicted pretty bad. I'm addicted, I have an addiction. And I'm addicted to chalice dungeons. And I've done a ton of them. And the Tomb Prospector set is pretty much the chalice dungeon set. That's what the NPC guy wears that helps you out in there if you summon an NPC like helper. Here's the altars I've done. Fetid Central Thumerian Labyrinth, Depth 2. Fetid Hintertomb is the one I was working on right now. I just made it. And so the one I just did was the Fetid Thumerian, Depth 2. And these are some other ones I've done. Central Thumerian Labyrinth, Hintertomb. Finished these all the way out. Mostly just got blood gem fortifications. Central Thumerian Labyrinth. I've pretty much just been doing them in order from the easiest to the hardest. Here's the Hintertomb, just a depth 2, the first one I think, or maybe that's the root one. So I've been doing them all, which has been giving me blood gem fortifications. So I've upgraded my weapons, and I found the uncanny saw cleaver. So I might be using that since it is a saw cleaver. So I'm trying to upgrade it a little bit to catch up to my normal saw cleaver. But yeah, I've got some rank 11 gems. Some pretty good stuff for this point in the game, at least. The uncanny saw cleaver, the only difference between that and the one we have is the last gem slot is a triangle slot instead of a crescent slot, so you can use different gems in it. So that's the only difference. So we can make it a little bit different than the one we have. It might end up being better than the one we have. It may not. We could use it for something different. But yeah, it's the same. It has the same description and everything. It just has a different final blood gem fortification slot, which is the triangle slot there. But everything else is the same. It's a +5 right now, so I'm going to keep using my normal saw cleaver +6 since it's fully decked out with my best gems right now. And then I got the runes here. This is what we're wearing right now. Just the higher blood vial maximum, the communion one. The lake increases your defense just by like 3%. And we're wearing the Formless Uden higher Quicksilver Bullet Max, which I might change that one out. I'm not sure. Let's see. I think I want to use Beast because I think that for the weapon I'm using, I think that's a good rune to use since I do a lot of attacks in a row. That R1 spam or that R1 L1 L1 L1. But I think it helps with either your transform attacks or just your successive attacks maybe. But I also leveled up a little bit. I mean, I did a bunch of chalice dungeons in a row, so I had a lot of blood echoes, so I just went ahead and kind of like evened out my stats. So that's kind of not something you really want to do if you're new at the game. You kind of want to concentrate in one stat. But since I had so many echoes, I kind of evened out some stats just so we could use some different things, like different guns maybe some of the beast hunter tools, and stuff like that. So, not trying to noob it out by putting like 20 in every stat or whatever, but I just wanted to increase some of them a little bit just so we could use different things. Because we're going to be using different guns, hopefully, like the cannon, maybe. Definitely the flame sprayer. Right now I have the hunter pistol, I think +6 or something. But yeah. So last time we completed out Cathedral Ward. Like, we've totally finished that out. Explored everywhere there. And we fought the 2 hunters, I think. Stuff like that. We dipped our toe here in Forbidden Woods. I actually missed the lamp, so I had to come back and get it. That guy just fell off. This hunter is shooting at us because he wants us to run over here and get hit by this trap. Definitely watch out for this trap here. As soon as you touch the wooden debris on the floor, it comes swinging. I don't know why it didn't trigger there. Let's try to trigger it. I'm gonna try to hit this guy. See if I can hit him. Ooh, yeah. So yeah, they're fair game on those traps. If you can line it up right, you can hit them with the traps, which is pretty satisfying. And there's more than one trap in these woods too. So that's not the only one. That's just a preview. There's at least another one I know of, and there's some other stuff like falling, like traps where you can fall, like pitfalls and stuff like that. So there's a lot of traps in these woods. I don't know how he hit me with that. And that one too, that's got a long hitbox there, don't it? Well, yeah, we're pretty beefy right now. I'm hoping I don't overpower the game too bad, but I'm really not worried about it. That's definitely not my goal. But, you know, I've already said a million times that I'm not worried about, like, how we finish this playthrough. I just want to get it done. So whether I overpower the content or not, I don't even care. Whether I do the chalice dungeons off video, no big deal. Grinding, I don't care. You know, we could speed run the rest of the game, I don't care. It's just whatever. We're just gonna get through it, and we can do all the specific special stuff some other time. I really want to start using beast blood pellets. I never really got into using those in any of my previous playthroughs, and I know they're pretty good, and I know they go pretty good with this weapon, so I need to start using those. But I got a bunch of bolt paper, fire paper. You just get a bunch of awesome stuff going in the chalice dungeons. They really load you up on like all the cool stuff you need, like fire paper, bolt paper, and blood gems. So we're at 10 and 10 on this, which is awesome. Because that's another thing with the quick weapons like the saw cleaver. You want to definitely have them buffed out with some sort of paper, especially when you're fighting a boss. Because they usually when you apply something to your weapon, like resin or bolt paper, fire paper, stuff like that, whenever you apply something like that to one of your weapons, it's usually flat damage. So the faster you attack, the more you get out of it. So if you put it on like a really heavy weapon like the hunter's axe or something, you're not getting as much out of the bolt paper as you would on a fast weapon. You're gonna hit harder when you hit, but the bolt paper will only hit for whatever it hits for on each successive attack. So if you have a weapon that's fast, and say the bolt paper adds 100 damage just for easiness, simplicity, then you'll get 100 damage on every single attack you do, extra. If you use something heavy like the hunter's axe and you're attacking a boss, every hard hit you do with that big weapon is going to hit hard, but it's only going to still do only 100 extra damage. So with stuff like bolt paper, fire paper, the faster your weapon is, the more useful the paper is, or the resin or whatever. That's always how it's been. So they're mostly made specifically for fast weapons. That's how you end up getting, you know, equal damage to like a heavy, really heavy item that hits hard. You put yourself on some resins or papers and you're hitting so fast that you're adding up that extra damage. But yeah, the Forbidden Woods is a huge area. It's gonna take us a while to explore it. I don't think I want to go that way yet. If you go through that water, you end up in like some oily water with Molotov guys throwing fire down in it from above. So you don't really want to go walking through the water first thing. You want to try to find the rooftops so you can get rid of all those Molotov dudes, and you don't want anybody throwing stuff down on you in the oily water, especially with Molotovs and stuff like that, because you'll get blown up and just one-shotted. So you really want to hit the rooftops before you hit the water. I like to clear out these houses, roll through everything in them, because I'm crazy like that. I like to destroy everything. See a shiny over here, might go after it. I'm going to deal with this pitchfork guy first. Here comes another guy. Let's get him too. Oh, man. One thing I've been noticing since I've been using transform attacks more is that sometimes I'll be attacking and I'll hit a couple times. I'll be trying to do the classic R1, L1, 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 and I guess I'll run out of stamina or something, so then I'll just start switching back and forth between the different modes of the weapon instead of attacking. So sometimes it puts me in a bad situation, because I'll be attacking a boss and I'll be going ham on them, like doing transform attacks over and over, and then I'll run out of stamina, and then I'll just be sitting there flipping my weapon back and forth between these two modes, and the boss will just stomp me into the ground. That, or I won't be locked on or something. Like sometimes it just doesn't do the transform attack when I want it to. But I'm still getting used to that. I used to just R1 spam with this weapon, so trying to do a little better with it this playthrough. But yeah, watch out for this hole. It breaks. You fall down in the center of the town, and if you don't kill all the enemies up top, they'll follow you in here. It doesn't look too dangerous if you clear the area out first around the trap. It doesn't look too bad once you fall in. It's just a few crows or whatever. But if you go rushing at the dudes to attack them and you fall in the hole, like how it's supposed to work as a trap, then you're gonna have at least 3 dudes jumping in with the 3 crows, and maybe 4 or 5 dudes, and you're gonna end up like having a gangbang down in that hole, just destroy you. Well, here's another trap right here, as you can tell by the floor. Whenever you see a pile of wood just suspiciously on the ground like that, then you might want to look up in the air for a trap. Usually that's the telltale sign, is the pile of discarded wood on the ground. It's just covering a trigger, I guess. Here's another item. Let's grab this. Quicksilver bullets. Can never have too many of those. I've been trying to use my blood bullets before using up my regular bullets lately. Excuse me, my voice has been going out lately. Yeah, I like to use my blood, like make some blood bullets and then heal up, and then use the blood bullets before I use my other bullets, because just, I mean, it's common sense. That way you don't use up your bullets. Got another NPC here. And I hear that you can get the tonsil stone here. If you didn't get it where I got it, you can also get it here. So pay attention to this NPC here. We got it by where you fight the 2 hunters in Cathedral Ward. The one with the Tonitrus and the one with Ludwig's rifle. we got ours right there. We talked to the NPCs right in that area, and that's where we ended up getting our tonsil stone. I'm gonna turn up the voice a little bit because it sounds like really low when I watch back my videos. And I want to make sure you can hear what they're saying. That's why I quit talking whenever an NPC is speaking, but if I don't have it turned up enough, then we're just listening to nothing. Some dogs in cages here. I think these cages can open, but I've never actually seen them open and release the dogs. I usually either kill them too fast or they're already released. So I've never actually seen them burst out of there, but I think it's possible. I'm not 100% sure. But here's the area you want to head to first in the Forbidden Woods, if you can remember which way I went. Basically, you hug the right wall from the first lantern. You fall down. You keep hugging the right wall. You're gonna get to the trap with the where we fell and the crows were, and when you hit that hole, that trap, you head to the left, and then you just follow that pretty much, and it leads you here to this little cave. And now we're in like a poison water swamp area. This will lead you to Iosefka's clinic, a little secret area. But these guys, these bell giants, or whatever you want to call them, these guys are pretty tough. They go from 0 to 100 quick. They look big and slow, and they'll like lull you to sleep with their slow walking. And then all of a sudden they'll burst forward and slam the ground with their fist and just take out like half your health. And then while you're laying on the ground, they'll do it again and just pound you into the ground and kill you. So you gotta be really careful, make sure you're smart with these guys, try to get them trapped somewhere where they can't come after you like I did there. Drops a bloodstone shard. It's really not equivalent to the, how hard they are. They should be dropping at least twin bloodstone shards in my opinion. Another dead dude. Dropped us some frenzied cold blood. Some more hard souls. Can always use those. But as you can see, there's like 3 of those huge bell giants here. This water's poison, so if you dip your toe in, you're gonna get poisoned. So we'll try to avoid that as much as possible, but I'm not gonna be too anal about it. I mean, that's why we have antidotes. As long as you don't cure the poison like every single time you get poisoned, like make sure you wait until it's like a good time to do it. I mean, you can balance out your antidotes with your blood vials, with the meter. Like, you don't have to do it every single time. See how that happened? And these worms, I can't fail to mention these worms, man. They're way harder than they look, just like the giants. That's the theme of this whole area here. You got the poison, which you can underestimate. You got the worms, which you will definitely underestimate. And you got the church bell giants here that you will underestimate. But it's really worth coming here. There's a lot of blood gems here. We just picked up a dirty blood gem. There's Iosefka's clinic, the back door. You can get in there. I recommend you do that, especially if you want the umbilical cords. You gotta go do that. You gotta come here if you want all 3 umbilical cords, because she has one for you. Not now. Now's not the specific time to get the umbilical cord, but you might as well open up the area if you're already here and get the shortcut open, because there's a shortcut. Once we climb this ladder, I'll show you the shortcut, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that door. It's like the very beginning of the game. We're gonna pop out in the very beginning of the game. But look at all these corpses on the ground, man. That's just like a sign of something not going right up here. Which is the whole Iosefka thing. Like, she's one of the options you can send people to. You can send NPCs to Iosefka's clinic. You can send them to Uden Chapel. And they kind of fake you out, You think the creepy blind guy, the beggar, he's the one you don't want to send people to because he's just so creepy. He's like a child molester or something, man. He's crazy, creepy, blind, weird beggar dude. And he just sounds creepy. And Iosefka sounds like a sweet, like, nurse that just wants to help people out, and she's a nurse. Like, if I was gonna send people to anybody, it would be like a clinic with a nurse that could help them, not, with the sickness, or not to transform, or blood healing, or whatever. But they trick you, and that's not the place you want to send people to, because it ends up being an imposter that's doing experiments on the NPCs. So the beggar's the good guy, and Iosefka, the nurse, is the bad guy. But we're gonna pop in on her. We're gonna bust in her back door. Gonna bust it down. Come in the back door here and say what's up. Just like, we know what's going on here, lady. We know you're an imposter. We know you're not on the up and up here. You're kind of shady. We're just gonna let her know. We're not gonna kill her. We're just gonna pop in, just let her know we know what's up. But here's the door I was talking about. Check this out. Open that up. Now we got a shortcut. Look where we are. Central Yarnum, the very beginning of the game. This is right after we wake up. We're in Iosefka's clinic. We go down the stairs. We see the fully transformed beast feasting on somebody. And then we run out, and this is where we are. Iosefka's clinic. Very beginning of the game. That's where the beast was. This is all the operating surgical tables. Here's the lamp. Here's the stairs. And this is where Iosefka is. Right here.
Oh, hello. You made it. Find any survivors? Or only beasts? Tell anyone who's human about Iosefka's clinic. I will take proper care of them. They're in your hands. And soon, mine.
Anybody that says something like that then has ... after it, they're not up to any good.
Send them straight to Iosefka's clinic. You can assure them there's no place safer. Please, do me this service. If you find...
I just thought it'd be cool to come visit her before we go in and let her know that we know what's up, just to hear her bullshit one more time. But yeah, I guess in the very beginning it is a nurse that is, that does have good intentions. Supposedly if you attack the door a few times, she'll like back away from it and never talk to you again. So I didn't want to like totally do that, but I wanted to show that you can attack the door and get a reaction out of her. But yeah, in the very beginning I think she's actually is a good person, does want to take care of people, but at some point early in the game, an imposter takes over and starts experimenting on anybody you send there. Very early in the game, like, as soon as you kill the cleric beast or Gascoigne, like that's before you can even send anybody there. Gets replaced by the imposter. So we're gonna bust in her back door and say we know what's up and just let her know we know what's going on here. We're not gonna like kill you yet. We gotta wait. But just to add to the creepiness of this area, there's an alien here, whatever you want to call it. Pretty tough, almost killed me. Barely made it out of there by a ball hair. So I'm just gonna turn her into Swiss cheese here. Turn it into Swiss cheese with my gun. Don't even want to get close anymore since she almost killed me there. I don't know why I say she. It's an alien. Looks like a chick though to me. It's a madman's knowledge, which reminds me that I want to mention that look at my insight right now. I have 39 insight. That's all from fighting bosses in Chalice dungeons pretty much. So we may actually get some different visuals and different stuff happening in our playthrough because my insight's so high. That's what happens as you get more insight. You start to be able to see things that are actually going on, like the old gods and the celestials and all that stuff. You start getting more insight. Eyes on the inside. You start figuring out what's actually going on, which makes you see things that you can't normally see. Kill some crows here. Easy one-hitters. We're almost there. But yeah, if you don't even have to come here. You don't have to come to this. This is a optional side path. No need to come here if you're just trying to beat the game. But if you want to get the third ending or fourth ending, whatever it is, the one where you get all 3 umbilical cords and you fight the moon presence and all that jazz, you gotta do this part. And you really don't have to do it now. I think you have to do it once the red moon is out, which happens when you when you see the baby, I guess, or the bride or whatever it is. So I think after you fight Mikolash, somewhere around there, it's a little bit later in the game. Once the red moon is out, if you come here, right here, you will get the umbilical cord from Iosefka. But see these celestials, these aliens or whatever they are, just walking around in here. They got experimented, they got transformed. I've got 40 insight now. I guess I got insight for either discovering this area or seeing that celestial being. But here is exactly where we started the game. This is the exact room. This is where we woke up. This is the table. There's an item on the table where we woke up. Canehurst summons. Let's see what this says. An old bloodstained summons, inviting an honored guest to the forsaken Castle Canehurst. Rather bafflingly, it is addressed to you. Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. So this is your key to get to Canehurst Castle. You have to come here for that as well. It's also optional area. It's kind of like the what's it called? The painting world in Dark Souls 1. That's like an optional area. Here's the doors we came out at the very beginning of the game, the one we just came up to and talked to Iosefka at. Here's the stairs again, just to give you context of where we are. There's the lamp. We just ran up these stairs and talked to Iosefka a second ago. Here's the door we just knocked on. Now it's open. This is where we started the game. And this is the real Iosefka right here. This alien. The imposter came in. Handwritten scroll. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. That's exactly the first note we read when we woke up. But yeah, that alien right there is Iosefka, the real Iosefka. This alien right here is the little girl. Since I sent her here, she got transformed, tortured, operated on, whatever you want to call it. And now she's walking around aimlessly in Iosefka's clinic. Did not mean to do that to you, little girl. I am sorry. Didn't know that was even possible. But yeah, that's the little girl walking around. The other one is the real Iosefka. And we're about to go see the imposter, who actually looks like Iosefka's supposed to look.
Moonlit sense. How did you worm your way in here? Very unfortunate. I had such high hopes for you. Well, I won't make any excuses. Would you mind leaving us alone? Things will not change. You'll do the rescuing, and I'll do the saving. But if you refuse to leave, oh well. You'll do it. My hand on a hunter.
So she gives you a chance to turn around. But if you see her, if you go up these stairs and you get to a certain point, she's gonna attack you, and that's it for her. You know, you can't turn back the clock on that one. So I recommend not going up the stairs at this point. It's up to you. I mean, this isn't a walkthrough or anything, but there's different ways to do it. And don't forget this chest here. Let's see what's in here. Communion, another rune. Higher blood vial maximum. So it looks like we have two of the same, but this one actually gives us up +3. The first one only gives us +1 blood vial, the second one gives us +3, so it's basically like a +2 ring or whatever. So it's a better communion rune. So we'll definitely be putting that on since we're wearing the +1 right now. We'll definitely replace that with that +3 that we just got. But you can't do that unless you're at the workshop, so I can't change them out right now. We just have to remember to do that when we go back. Let's go ahead and put the little girl out of her misery. Drops Formless Uden, which is on the +2 of the Quicksilver bullet max. So now we can get +4 bullets instead of +1. So we just got 2 upgrades to our runes by going in here. And the Canehurst summons. Let's put Iosefka out of her misery. And Iosefka's blood vial. So that's how you can tell that it is Iosefka. I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass or pulling shit out of mine. That alien drops Iosefka's blood vial because it was formerly Iosefka. But pretty good stuff up in here. You might, if you want to like wait until the red moon comes out to come do this stuff, I mean that's probably the better way to do it. But since I was already headed this way, might as well get the better runes, the Canehurst summons, all that, and Iosefka's blood vial. And so I guess we can't send anybody. I guess we can still send people to the clinic. I'm trying to decide if I want to send the afflicted beggar to the Iosefka's clinic or not. We're going to be encountering him pretty soon. He's in the Forbidden Woods. That's the one that actually attacks everybody. If you send him to Uden Chapel, he's the guy that will attack and kill everybody while you're gone. You know, like one at a time. He'll start killing people one at a time. I think he kills like the bigot first. Then he kills like the old lady, then the whore, and then the church girl. And it's kind of like Lautrec, or you know, the dude in Demon Souls that kills Stockpile Thomas. Nourishing Blood Gemstone. So yeah, this side path is totally worth it. Just make sure you bring a bunch of antidotes. You're fully stocked up on blood vials. Remember that these worms are way tougher than they look. I haven't exactly encountered them and showed you how dangerous they are, but you're probably thinking in your head, well, I'm overreacting, or these things aren't that bad. You'll take care of them easy. You know how to do it. It's way easier than I'm saying. The problem is they're hard to hit. They don't die in 1 or 2 hits, and they'll attack you in groups. So you're gonna have 2 or 3 of them jumping at you. You're gonna be swinging and missing. They're gonna keep hitting you, and you're gonna die while you're getting poisoned, probably with a church giant pounding you into the ground. So this whole area is pretty dangerous. You just gotta be patient. Be smart with your blood vial / antidote usage. Be careful with your meter. Don't eat an antidote while you're standing in the poison. You know, stuff like that. If you're really patient, you can just pick them off one at a time, pull them back into this cave. Which I tried the flame sprayer here, but they must be resistant to fire because it's not doing very much damage. It's only doing like 12 at a time or something. See, 12. So fire is not the key. Probably electricity would do it. But I really don't want to waste bolt paper on these worms. So that's the whole problem. They look like just a little pest. There's a lot of them. You don't want to waste resources on them. But they will make you do it. They'll make you waste antidotes. They'll make you waste blood vials. So it's almost worth it to like pop a bolt paper and just go in there and murder all these worms. Or just avoid them entirely, but they're kind of hard to avoid. Kind of hard to see. There's more of them than you think, and they're kind of hard to avoid. As you can see, they're just chewing me up. Plus I'm poisoned. There's 4 of them there. Look at that. They almost killed me. And I'm poisoned. Trying to get the downward attack on this weapon here so I can hit them more consistently. They're pissing me off, so I want to kill them. I'm also like wasting time and resources by killing them while poisoned and not really gaining anything from this. Because I don't even know if you can kill every single worm. I'm not 100% sure on that either. Could be that there's always worms. You probably can clear them all the way out, but I'm just not sure. There's this back area right here. Don't forget this. There's actually a couple of them. Luckily, the Tomb Prospector hood has probably the best poison resistance out of anything we have right now. It's got a 50, I think. Let's see. No. But yeah, I checked while I was playing here, and it does. It has the most poison resistance out of anything I have, at least. And the only thing I don't have that I can currently get is like 1 set. This cave is a bitch. Right here. This little back area, this cave. Some people might recommend you just run through here, grab the item, and then mark out. But I don't think I'm done yet here. The knives do pretty good damage. So bring some knives. Fire is not the key. Bullets and knives are usually best on these guys. Or like downward strikes, but you still miss. Like, it's really hard. These things are elusive. So I'm just getting rid of as many as I can with these knives while I got them. Because there's quite a few in this little area, and if you don't clear them out, you're gonna end up having 4 or 5 of them on you while you're poisoned, because this is super deep in the poison. But for all your hard work, you get that arcane blood gemstone. It's a triangle gemstone, which is good because they're kind of rare. I don't think I had one to even put on my uncanny saw cleaver yet until there. Well, I probably did from the chalices, but from normal pickups in the normal game, I probably didn't. But yeah, there's like 2 or 3 blood gem fortifications in this area. So it's a really good spot to go. Plus you can go to Iosefka's clinic, get the rune upgrades, the Canehurst summons, the Iosefka's blood vial. So it's just a really good spot to dip off on the side here. But definitely, like I said, not you don't have to go here. It's not on the main path. I think I'll keep playing with fire and try to kill these giants now, I guess. I just don't like the way they look. Try to poison knife, which is stupid because they're standing in poison. So that's about the most dumbass thing I've done. They obviously would not get poisoned. They stand in poison all day and don't get poisoned and die. Why would a poison knife kill them? Which I guess if you think like in real life terms, like a poison knife would go into their bloodstream, and I guess poison water would not, since that's just on their feet, unless they have like cuts on their feet or whatever. There you go, twin bloodstone shards. That's a little bit better, even though I don't even need those anymore, really. I think I'm on chunks on all my weapons right now. There's some more worms there. Wow, they're just unending. I don't even know if I want to mess with this. I think I got everything. I'm just not 100% sure, so I want to double check. So that's why I'm still hanging around, messing with this dangerous area. Just not 100. I'm not sure all the way if I got every single item. Let's try to Brett Favre this thing here. But like I said earlier, the fire's not doing much to these guys. There you go. That was a good throw. Oh, there. That was even better. Great job. Alright. We're probably just gonna have to get in and get dirty. If I'm set on exploring this whole area, I'm just gonna have to jump in and start flailing my weapon around. It's like they sneak through your attacks somehow. They got like hyper armor or something. And I don't know if they poison you or not, but it doesn't help because you're standing in the poison water the whole time you're fighting them too. Alright, one more enemy it looks like. I'm sure there's some more worms floating around, but one more significant, obvious enemy here. Then we can fully explore the area. Which it pretty much is. I'm just double checking, like I said. Get him from this side. Oh, he went back to the other side. Playing peekaboo with each other. There he is. Okay. Shoot him in the arm. Shoot him in the other arm. Just piss him off. Throw some fire at his crotch. This cave entrance here, be careful because he can come in here. He can come all the way in here. He can go all the way through it. So it's not safe to... Don't think he's gonna get stuck, basically. I think he gets stuck on this side, but he can't... Like, he can't go through there, but he can go through the other side, so... If you wanna use the environment to your advantage, make sure you do it on this side, not the side I did it on. I did it on the wrong side. But I wasn't waiting for his slow ass to come all the way back to the other side again, so... Another worm? See, we just walked through this area and there wasn't worms, so I'm pretty sure they just keep respawning. So I swear we just walked right through there and they weren't there, and now they're there again. So I guess there's no good reason to eliminate all the worms. They're just gonna keep coming back. Kinda like the leeches in Dark Souls 3. Alright. Let's not get pounded into the ground. Come on, get out of there. Alright. Done with that. More twin bloodstone shards. Nice to see, even though we don't need them. We could upgrade something else. Maybe our flame sprayer. I think that's my next target for twin bloodstone shards. Like I said, my pistol, my saw cleaver, my uncanny saw cleaver are all to bloodstone chunks. Pretty sure. I might need some more twin bloodstone shards for my uncanny. But if I do, I need like 8 or something. Okay. Almost out of blood vials. So I put on the Iosefka's blood vial just so we have a little bit extra healing. I only got 2. I considered going back to the dream, but I was like, man, I just need to get more of this area done. I can do that off video. I can go back to the dream while I'm not recording. The whole thing is I only get an hour to record. I've said this so many times, like driven it into the dirt at this point, beating a dead horse, but I only get an hour to record right now, the way my stuff is set up. So instead of going back to the dream, dealing with all the loading screens, doing all my shopping, upgrading weapons, all that stuff, instead of doing that on recording, I'm gonna try to just do progression, action, stuff we haven't seen before. Do everything else off recording, in between videos. That way we can get more done in the official parts, like, of the video, of this playthrough. We can get more done in each part of this playthrough instead of showing all the loading screens and all that bullshit at the dream. So that's why, even with this low amount of blood vials, I'm gonna continue through the area so we can get more of it done, basically. I'm not worried too much yet. I got 3 healing items, and they drop like candy off of enemies, so no big deal. The White Church Set, attire of special church doctors. These doctors are superiors to the black preventative hunters and specialize in experimentally hacked blood, menstruation, and the scourge of the beast. They believe the medicine is not a means of treatment, but rather a method for research, and that some knowledge can only be obtained by exposing oneself to sickness. So they're like experimenting on themselves with blood? The White Church people? And I was just looking at these 2 descriptions, like how come they're different? One's like a little bit longer than the other one or something. One word's on a different line or something. I couldn't like figure it out why. I just got confused for a minute, like I thought these descriptions were like exactly the same, but one of them's slightly different and I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, the White Church Set is for like the more docile doctor experimenting types that are using blood on themselves to try to figure shit out for other people, like selfless. The black is like, you know, the more militant church people that'll fight for the cause. At least that's the impression I get. More rolling, more dogs. This area is just so big and confusing, and so it's gonna take a couple of them to get through it. We'll try to finish up next time with just the general exploration, and if I'm lucky, we'll get to the Shadows of Yharnam, the boss. If you come the other way, if you come from the other way, right here, this guy will shut the gate on you, which makes you go all the way around. Like, I guess I didn't come at it the right way. I kind of went around it. But if you come at it a different way, like the intended way, he'll shut that gate on you, and you end up having to go like the long way around. But somehow I got in behind him by going to Iosefka's clinic and stuff, so I didn't have to deal with that shit. Yeah, I guess I went left right here at this NPC instead of right. So that's how you get around it. Just gonna say the same thing there. But yeah, if you didn't get the tonsil stone in Cathedral Ward where I got it, you can get it there at that NPC I just talked to, at that red lamp by the gate where the guy tries to shut the gate on you. If you go backwards from that gate, you can talk to an NPC and get the tonsil stone, so you can go to the lecture hall. Ooh, kidnapper almost got me. That was a good roll, good dodge. Trying to suck us in, trying to suck us off, you punk. I ain't having that right now. I ain't in the mood. Now you want to kick me in the face. What's your problem? Let's have your guts on the ground. How about that? More bloodstone shards. I'm gonna have 1,000 of those by the end of this playthrough, I bet. Hey, we can upgrade every single gun if we want. Kinda just doing skimming the edge of the map here. Making sure I got everything. I'm a little bit too OCD and completionist for my own good. Beast Roar, hey. I'll take that. Another hunter tool that uses silver bullets whenever you use it. You can use it over and over as long as you have bullets, and I guess enough arcane. We don't have enough right now. One of the forbidden hunter tools made by Irreverent Izzy. Borrow the strength of terrible undead dark beasts. If only for a moment to blast surrounding foes. Hack with the force of a roaring beast. The indescribable sound is broadcast with the caster's own vocal cords, which begs the question, what terrible things lurk deep within oneself? Something like that. That was too slow. Hunter's tools, another thing I wasn't too experimental with on my first couple playthroughs. That and the beast blood pellets, I kind of just, you know, bare bone basic through the game without experimenting too much the first couple times. Except for, you know, I went in the chalice dungeons and stuff, but I didn't really mess with hunter tools, or, you know, I kind of dipped a little bit into the beast blood pellets towards the end of the game. But yeah, I was mostly hacking shit up, visceral attacks, and paper, stuff like that. I wasn't like hunter tool, beast blood pellet, stuff like that. So never really used the cannon before either. I think I've tried it a couple times, but I think I want to try that thing, man. It'd be cool to try a run with just that. See if you can beat the game with just the cannon. I know it's been done a million times probably, but sounds like fun. Just explode the world. Drop nukes on everybody. Get your stat up, whatever the stat is for the cannon. Probably arcane or something. Blood tinge, something like that. Get as many quicksilver bullets as you can. Keep using blood bullets and healing, and then using them again. But here, look at the shimmering water. That's oil. So if any fire goes into that water down there, it's gonna like blow up. It's gonna flare up. 827 damage. Just killed 2 of them with 1 Molotov. Almost did 1,000 damage. It's because that oil is just intensifying that fire. So that's what I was talking about earlier at the beginning of the video here, where we were about to go in that water, and I said, nah, we'll do that later. This is that water. There's oil in it. I wanted to kill everything up above that would be throwing fire down on us. So now we can go down safely without fear of getting torched by shit from above. But yeah, right here, this is exactly where I showed you earlier. This is the pit. This is the little town with the pit in the middle. That guy, he wants to stick that torch in the oil and just do an area effect fire damage on you. That's why he like poked it into the ground like that with that attack. These guys got Molotovs. They're all ready to just burn your ass to dust if you don't approach this place right. And that's like the whole thing with this area. Traps, oil, there's high ground, low ground. They're trying to funnel you into the low ground, hit you with traps, throw fire on you with oil, poisonous worms and church giants and poison water. It's just all set up for death. So you gotta like take the long way around, go to the high ground first, watch out for traps, make sure you have antidotes, you know, stuff like that. Be careful, be vigilant, take stock of your surroundings. Even right here, there's coming up soon, there's a dude with a cannon. It's another little trap. They want you to like get blown up by the cannon. They want to funnel you into this area where this cannon is. But this is the pit right now. Another trap, the pit. They want you to rush ahead, attack those enemies, fall in the pit, get attacked by crows, and then have other enemies falling into the pit on top of you. That's what they want to happen. In this water, they want you to rush through the water, have the enemies on top not dead yet, have them throwing Molotovs into the oil, exploding you, lighting the whole water on fire, fucking you up. That's what they want to happen. There's just a whole bunch of sneaky traps in this area, and it's a big ass area too. So you're gonna have to explore a lot if you want to get everything. And you're gonna have to put yourself into some dangerous situations, and just do stuff in a certain order, basically. Do it from high to low. If you see anything that looks suspicious, it probably is. This guy's been shooting our butthole. We need to kill him so he quits. But you see, we got 12 blood vials now. Coming out of the Iosefka's clinic shortcut, I was like, ah, shit. I only had like 2, but we're already back up to 11, so... You know, if you can swing it, you can stay here as, you know, pretty much as long as you want. I mean, eventually you're going to get enough blood echoes on you that you're going to want to go back anyway, because you don't want to risk it for the biscuit. But you can go pretty long. You can probably do this whole area in one sitting if you want. Because enemies just drop so many blood vials, it's just... You're not going to run out unless you, are playing reckless. But I was worried there for a second when we only had 2. There's 6 more. Like, I got 17. I just had 2. Like, already. That was literally like 5 minutes ago. I had 2 of them. Here's the cannon I was talking about right here. This guy's trying to shoot you. You can either charge straight to the cannon and kill the guy, and then there won't be any more cannonballs. Or you can go into the buildings on either the left or the right. Go through the buildings carefully. Get a little bit closer to the cannon. And then rush the cannon. You know, you can do it either way. On your first playthrough, I recommend like heading into the side areas, killing every guy, killing all the enemies, sneak in closer and closer to the cannon inside those buildings, and then as soon as you're as close as possible to the cannon, without being out in the open, then rush to that guy and kill him. I feel like I'm so close to another shortcut here, but I'm so close to the end of the video, I can't. I probably don't have enough time. I'm going to try to find this shortcut really quick. I only have like a minute left. Those guys actually have snakes that pop out of their head, and they're pretty tough enemies. You can try. He dropped a gemstone, so that kind of proves he was a tough enemy. Or it kind of suggests he is. But yeah, if you don't kill them quick enough, they have snakes that pop out of their head, kind of like the Dark Souls 3 enemies that have like the tainted corruption or whatever. I thought this was the shortcut here. I guess it's not, so we're gonna have to go and do this next time. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll pick it up from here next time. I'm running out of time, or else I would find this shortcut. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time. We'll find the shortcut. Peace.